Okay, there we go. Um, Random thought that just popped into my fucking head because I was, minding my own fucking business. My phone started ringing, and it was one of my ringtones, which is basically just a fucking song that plays that I know. Oh, hey, it's that person. Dazed and Confused. Amazing, amazing fucking drums. Like, good God, the drums in Dazed and Confused by Led Zeppelin, phenomenal. Love them. Absolutely love them. Also, the wailing guitar, perfect. That's one of the cool things that nobody in the nobody in fucking the world can say that they hate Led Zeppelin. There is at least one song from Led Zeppelin's discography, the entirety of their discography. You can find one song that you can absolutely love, even though you hate everything else about the band. I have never found a person who despises Led Zeppelin to the point that they cannot find a song that they actually can go, oh hey, I like that song. Like I hate that song. They're always like, oh yeah, I don't really like Led Zeppelin, but Dire Maker's a pretty good song because it's kind of reggae and I like reggae. Or oh well, I'm a big blues fan, so I don't really like Immigrant Song or Communication Breakdown, but Babe, I'm Gonna Leave You is fucking great, man. So like, there's all that's the power of Zeppelin. They crossed into every genre they could just to cover their fucking bases. You smart, sly fuckers, you. Also, oh hey Dan, how is your sex life? Also, I am so sorry, Dan, that I fucked up Monday. I am so sorry I fucked up on Monday. I passed the fuck out. Oh hey, I can't tell you. It's confidential. This upcoming Monday is oh fuck the 19th. 4 days. 4 days, Dan. 4 days. I'm gonna put two reminders this week. One for Saturday and one for Monday, so that I'll fucking remember. Because I came home and I was like, I'm fucking beat, and then I fucking passed out when I was like, oh hey, I'm probably gonna do the movie later in the evening because it's 95 or 96 fucking degrees out, and I had like three fans going in the room to fucking keep me cool, and I was guzzling down fucking water like a fish. I was like, I can barely speak. That's how hot it is in here. That's how humid it was here in New England. So I was like, fuck it, I'll wait until the evening. And I just passed out because of just heat exhaustion, I guess. I don't know. Probably also the poison ivy I contracted. Again, thankfully, I had some fucking steroids. But yes, anybody who wishes to watch Conan the Barbarian with my shitty fucking commentary, horrible movie matinee Monday. It's a new fucking. It's a series I've been thinking of doing for God knows how. Probably. Oh Christ, 2014? No, at least 2014 to 2015. I've been thinking of doing this. I was actually going to do it in a podcast with two other co-hosts. That kind of fell through, so I might have a hope. I might. I'm not sure because I'm not a big YouTuber, so I don't have clout. So I'm not gonna be able to fucking have a pool. Okay, so the first few are going to probably be not non-co-host. So it's just going to be me. I'm going to probably ramble a little bit, explaining how I found the movie. So I'll explain how I discovered Conan the Barbarian, which is the movie I'll be watching this upcoming Monday on the 19th. I'm probably going to do every other week. So there's only going to be one in June, maybe three in July. One, two. It may be three in July. Let me check the calendar. So 19th, July 3rd, July 17th. Yeah, three in July. So there'll be three of those horrible movie matinees happening next month. Basically, like, I'll explain how I fell into Conan the Barbarian and watched the movie, and then I may even explain like how I fell into Conan the Destroyer. That's the other thing. I'm probably going to do one good. I'll probably do one good movie and then do a bad movie. So Conan the Barbarian will be first. Then I'll probably pick a shitty fucking movie that I discovered and found in either my childhood, teen years, or adult years. And I'm like, this is god awful. And then watch that and explain how I fucking got duped into watching it. Like, oh, the trailer was really cool and it had a badass premise, like Harbinger Down. That Kickstarter of a fucking movie. Oh, hey, we're going to do all practical effects. No, hey, it's going to be like The Thing. It's going to be an homage, a love letter to fucking The Thing. And oh, hey, we got Lance Henriksen, Bishop from Aliens. He's going to be in the movie. He's got a big part. Look at all these badass monsters we have. And it's an hour and a half to like an hour and 50 minutes of just dreck. It is awful. And I'm going to spoil it for you folks because I'm never watching that. I watched that movie once and I'll never want to watch it again. For me, here's the plot twist. The weird thing-like monster that's able to replicate and assimilate people is fucking water bears. Satellite, because the Russians were testing water bears in space and they got hit with cosmic rays or some bullshit and it crash landed in Alaska. And so it got dredged up from the fucking briny deep. And oh boy, it's a monster. Ooh, it's spooky. Awful. Awful. I watched it with a few friends and we were able to fucking call every plot twist beat for fucking beat, save for the water bears. We were like, oh, it's a giant spooky monster. It's going to do this. Yep, it did that. Oh, hey, it's going to be... It's probably a fucking alien. Of course it's going to be an alien. And it's like, no, I'm a Russian spy. These are water bears. And it's like, wait, what? What? Water bears? Really? That's your big thing? It's almost bad as a Blood Glacier. Another Thing knockoff. And good God, that one's awful. I'll probably watch Blood Glacier though, because it's got one hell of an ending. Whew, it's a disturbing what the fuck moment. Fun fact, because I don't know when I'll be watching Blood Glacier, but Blood Glacier introduced me to Black Shampoo. And you might be thinking, wait, Black Shampoo? It's a band. It's a band from, I believe, the late 80s, early 90s, maybe 2000s. I'd have to check. It's been a while since I've actually listened to them. Great fucking song they had playing. Spent 3 months trying to track down the fucking song through the lyrics. The section that goddamn song plays like 50 fucking times. And I wrote down as many of the goddamn lyrics and I kept trying to find it. I finally found it though, on a Russian website because Russian or It was either Russian or German. Can't remember, but I think it was a German movie. It's based in like the Swiss Alps or the German Alps or something like that, with a glacier. Even though I don't believe there's a glacier in fucking Europe. I don't know. I'm not of the European landmass, so I would not know. Basically, horrible movie. Absolutely horrible movie. Well, yeah. Basically, oh god, there are so many horrible movies. I might even do, and Dan, you might remember it, Final Payback with Richard Grieco. I used to torment everybody with fucking Final Payback on Blog TV. I would play that every so often and just be like, look at this horrible shit. Look at how awful Richard Grieco is. Look at that. They're filming in the same block. The gym is the mob boss's restaurant and like the fucking police station all in one. Look at that. You can see, yes, one-man army of vengeance. Even though he doesn't really avenge anybody, technically, he just clears his name of the murder he did not commit. And there's some big-name actors in that fucking movie. Whew. Also, his buddy cop really looks like Rise. It's kind of scary how closely Rise looked like the guy. But yeah, that's the plan. Next Monday. Can't wait. I cannot fucking wait. I'm gonna be gushing over that fucking movie nonstop. Give me 1 second, Dan. I'm to how, I guess, pathetic I am when it comes to games. There's a game on Armor Games. I'm not sure if anyone goes on that site anymore. I know a few big YouTubers that do Let's Plays do it, but there's a game on there that's like it's like Clicker Heroes, but not really. It plays itself on some level. It's called Realm Grinder. There's a reincarnation mechanic where you collect a certain amount of gems for that cap, and then you can reincarnate. And you get bonuses. Well, there's a thing called challenges, and there's 3 good factions and 3 bad factions. The good factions are fairies, elves, and angels. Bad is the evil factions are goblins, undead, and demons, and then they have 2. Each one has a bonus faction. Good has dwarves, evil has drow. And then there's neutral factions, which are the titans, druids, and faceless. And then there's the mercenaries and dragons. And it's weird. So basically, I'm doing the elven challenge of get 60,000 auto clicks in less than 2 hours, and I'm at 59,000. So, boy, you don't know how many times I've had to try and fucking attempt it. Because for some reason you need to have a high amount of gems to increase your output so you can instantly start fucking spawning the shit. So you can just get those auto clicks going. So there's that. Maybe they could have been doing community service. All of them look like they were doing fucking crack. It seems like most of them budget for Final Payback went to blow or rock. Like, seriously, like the most realistic fucking scene in that whole movie that's like, yeah, this looks like something that would actually be in the real world was the crack den. And I honestly think that's where they picked up most of the no-named actors. Also, some big stereotypes where it's like, oh, the Hispanic guy, he's a hardened gangster who has a bad history of drug abuse and drug dealing. oh, look at this, he has a wife and daughter, and he's being thrown back into the mix because, you know, that happens a lot in real life. Oh, hey, stock punch sounds because he got punched in the face. Hey, God almighty, that movie is just fucking horrendous. There we go. Reincarnation 18. Buy 150 of each other royal exchange. Have 0 draw exchanges. Oh, that's gonna be tit. Okay. That one's gonna be tit. So let me save. Let me close these out. Yes, close both tabs. I do not care anymore. So let me go. What's another thing I can ramble about while I get the emulator going up so I can finish this fucking Final Fantasy? Because we got those 10 other fucking godforsaken floors to do, and I believe they get even fucking more difficult and grind heavy. Games. My lore that I've been writing, so last night I had a fucking one hell of a writing binge. I just kept writing and writing and writing. I'm not going to jinx it, but I may have feasibly completed one codex, the Elven Codex. I haven't done the family trees. I'm probably only going to do the 3 main Elven Lords of the Tribunal, which is like the main thing, because there's 3 factions, we'll say. 3 main factions. There's the Miran, which are the gray elves. They're the first elves. They would be, if you were to compare them to fucking Tolkien, because I know I'm going to be compared to Tolkien if I ever fucking publish a book. They would be the High Elves, or the Noldor, my favorite of the elves from Lord of the Rings. Then you have the Killiorn, which are the second elves created. They were created by Corellon Larethian, which is the D&D elven god who created the elves, and Lear, goddess of poetry, arts, music, and I believe love. I believe that's her 4 domains, or her 2 main and 2 subdomains. But they created the Killiorn. They would be more high elves or just generic elves in D&D. They're still on par to some extent as the gray elves in my campaign setting, but not quite. Then you have the Sylvan elves, or the wood elves. They branched off of the fucking gray elves, and they're kind of barbaric and live in the very northernmost regions of the woods, in the primordial forests and shit like that. And then you have the Drow, or the dark elves. I'm not going to call them fucking Drow. I really hate the name Drow. But yeah, I jotted down as much information as I could in lore, some crunch thrown into the mix of it, some fucking fables and main, like, heroic elves, like the names of, like, historical kings and queens, princes, lords, barons, duchesses or duchies. I think it's duchesses is the plural for duchess. So shit like that. So I have historical figures that I wrote down from my fucking notebooks. Descriptions of the races or the subtypes. They're their philosophies, how they deal with funerals, reincarnation and resurrection, how they view life and death, their ties to the other races like dwarves and men and halflings and gnomes. Uh, Funnily enough, I actually don't follow the stereotype of elves hate dwarves and elves hate orcs. So I'm thankful about that and writing that fucking shit down. Because apparently back in merry old middle school / high school, I was like, that's too cliche. Elves hating orcs. That's so cliche. I mean, I get it. I do. It's a Simpsons did it kind of thing with Tolkien. But the thing is, orcs are Tolkien stuff, folks. Same with the dwarves. Same with his elves, halflings or hobbits. Like all those are his own flavor of the stuff. Like the dwarf. Well, there's a fair amount of dwarves that I have that are petty dwarves, and they're more based off of the Norse dwarves, which are fucking evil, cantankerous pricks. The Killiorn elves are more Norse or old fucking European mythological elves, where they're aloof. They're fierce forest spirits in a sense, or at least that's how all the other races view them, because they're incredibly isolationist. The gray elves are the standard elves, because it's D&D. You got to have a standard elf that somebody could be like, I want to play this. I still have like a whole fucking graph pad worth of fucking calculations for the fucking crunch, so I'm gonna have to try and crunch that down and streamline the crunch so it's not fucking broken like it was when I read it. And then I got to work on the codex for the dwarves, halflings, gnomes, and humans. I also have I have a thing for fucking half elves in the Elven Codex, because technically they're more elf than human. So that's about it. Then once those codexes are done, I then have to do a regional codex or an regional atlas. So there's 4 quadrants of the main map, or the main continent of Altanore, which is Fortison, which is where most of the shit happens. Akarsan, which is another area where most of the shit happens. Those two are the most like fleshed out, because most of the campaigns I've played in and hosted took place there. A lot of people didn't go to Aros, which is basically like a Badlands kind of Mongolian steppe region to the very southwest of the continent. And then Eldara Nosta, which is the primordial forested region. It's basically like British Columbia. Most of the regions in my because everybody does the whole fantasy Europe shit, where it's like, oh, everything's France and England. There's some English and Scottish countryside and fucking like similarities, but most of it is Canadian and like North American kind of fucking regions. So you a lot of fucking redwood forests, a lot of pine forests and shit like that. Just basically New England is the best I can do it. The New England and the Northwest of America with British Columbia. British Columbia is probably my favorite province that I would probably go to in Canada. And and Alaska. Oh, Alaska. I love Alaska. So that's what basically just picture fantasy North America, fantasy America and Canada, fantasy Europe. Let's see, emulator's working. Recent. Oh, James and Mike of Cinemassacre, James Rolfe, Angry Video Game Nerd, he is actually playing one of my favorite beat 'em ups, Dungeons and Dragons over Mystara. Surprisingly, they are not game. They're playing the sequel. The first one is Shadows, the Tower of Doom. Equals superior to the first. They aren't annoying about their playthrough, which is they're not picking up the magical loot. So like rings of like the rings of power and shit like that. Fucking stabs. Because like they'll drop like +2 greatsword, plus 3 shield, +2 helm of brilliance and shit like that. So basically, they'll have like that gives you a vast boost to doing surviving and taking less damage. They're not grabbing all of it. Plus, like you can sell, if I remember correctly, in the sequel, you can sell that kind of loot that you don't need, which can help them out with getting like potions of healing or restoration or whatever the fuck the title is for the healing potions. But still, great game. Loving their Let's Play. Just sucks I gotta wait till next Monday for them to fucking upload the second part. And fuck. I forgot to plug in the controller. Where did I put said controller? There's said controller. Okay, there we go. Lovely, lovely, lovely. And that means I'm going to have to reset. I really hope I don't have to fucking... Yep, I'm going to have to reset the fucking emulator. God damn it. Recent. I'm thankful that the fucking game actually starts to fucking work now. If anybody's been following my Let's Play this goddamn game, you know the emulator gives me a fucking hell of a time. It's always like, no, I don't want to play. I want to keep fucking up and crashing and not responding. Oh. Load game. So we are level 77. We are maxed out on gold. Wow, we're just shy of an entire day's worth of playing. Just another 2.5 hours. So let me grab my drink and I will start playing. Okay. Here we go. Put my headphones in. There we go. Load up. All right. Floor 31. What horrors are going to await us? Ooh, an earth troll. I haven't fought one of you, and you are completely brown. Great color palette swap. Oh boy. Squid krakens. Okay. Mind blast. Oh boy, another one. I think that's an insta-kill attack. Can't remember. It's been a while since we faced off against something that could actually hurt us with fucking Mind Blast. Another Mind Blast. Good old, I was going to say, good old Stan with the kill. Jesus. Is that all you guys can do is Mind Blasts? I guess so, because, you know, you're dead. Oh my god, more of them. You know what? I'm going to take Sten's advice and Flare. Maybe that'll kill them all. Oh my god, they did 2 damage to me. Yeah, Mind Blast and Missing Dan. That seems that's all they're good for. There you go, Stem. Kill them all. There we go. Ooh, a Sage's Staff. Casts life when used. Huh. Well, the Rune Staff is vastly superior. I think I had that equipped to the Queen. Oh, a Golden Apple. Sten lives. Son of a bitch. I feel like okay, there it is. Golden Apple raises max HP by 10. I know who gets it. Now Sten's at 866. Lunar Curtain. 3 chests. Turbo Ether. White Fang. Power Plus. Strength is 22 for Sten. Yeah. Popping that on Sten. Yeah, I'm making a fighty mage. No problem, Sten. Okay, so that's a big round fucking circle. Hey, a knocker. One of my favorite jokes from fucking did not kill. Well, yes, please. We're going down. Oh boy. Okay, that's locked. There's an item shop. Oh, fucking hate. I hate games that have that. Okay, I can't talk to you on that side. Welcome. Hey, a Warhammer. Ogre Killer, Sage's Miter. Elven Cloak. Getting one for Sten. Fuck it, we're buying Hermes shoes because I don't have. I really don't need the fucking Sunblade 10K, Razor 30, Vorpal 15, Mithril Hammer. We don't need the Mithril Hammer anymore. Don't need those clothes. don't you just love it when, you know, Google Hangouts just decides, hey, fuck your stream. All right, present to everyone. There we go. Thankfully, I'm just, you know, selling loot that I don't need. Don't need leather gloves. I don't know why we still have them. Don't need mithril helm. There we go. That means get you get a warhammer, a hammer that strikes hard. Work that out, which actually gives us that fucking healing staff back, so that's good at least. Is there anything else that we can get? I'm just gonna walk the perimeter. I know I should. I think I have to go into the inn, but I want to make sure. Okay, that's closed off. Yeah, that's just to res people. Okay. I don't know why we would need a resurrection fucking thing this far down. You guys lost the picture? Beep, boop, beep. Should be working now, Sten. Okay, so it just pushes me up, and then I can just, you know, go into basement floor 33. You can't hold anymore. You can't hold anymore. So that's 2 wasted chests. Oh, hey, more squid krakens. Ends 133 HP shy of capping. Me and Sammy are halfway to capping our MP, so pretty much one of the swiftest fucking full caps I've ever done. Yeah, fuck it. I'm gonna go and see if there's any other fucking glorious loot to collect. A kleptomania. I need to collect everything I can. That's the Warhammer I'm thinking of. That's the best hammer in the fucking game for a fucking 8 MP strength. Sten got 8 HP this time. I think that's from all the stamina boosters. It sounds like a D&D monster. I can't remember. 174 or 147. 28 fast healing. Oh my. Now it's doing 26 damage and 96. Weird. I got 9. Awesome. Okay, yeah, that's right. I gotta go that way. Dark Wolves. I think I've already fought some of you. Wow. They went for Queenie twice. Yeah, 3 times for Queen. That's wasted damage. Come on. There we go. And me with the 999. Rock gargoyles. There we go. Hopefully Sten can kill them all. Sten killed them all. And they actually give you shit gold. Mind Plus. Ooh. That's going to be for me. Zigzag through here. Oh, what happened? I heard something about Jeff Sessions talking. I guess the hearing or the conference, special investigative conference or whatever. I only saw headlines. I didn't really see a whole lot. Red curtain. That's it. That's all I get. The Mind Plus is good. I'm glad I didn't miss out on that. But red curtain, really? Like, here's the thing. Okay, so Sessions was yesterday. All right. Horribly behind a lot of the shit. A UPS shooting. Something about a GOP and shit like that. I guess it's called the GOP baseball thing. But 2 shootings. Looking Congress members getting shot at, and another shooting at a UPS facility in Cali. I know that the gunman at the UPS thing is one of the dead. I don't know if he was shot by police or he was like he killed himself. If he killed himself, he's a coward. I fucking hate. You don't know how badly I hate it when fucking like a shooter goes on a rampage and then is like, "I'm gonna bite the bullet." It's like, why? Are you afraid of the consequences? You afraid of losing like your freedoms for fucking eternity until you finally die, either from like the death penalty or just from living life in prison? Really? You're a fucking coward. You really are. Okay, so the one that did the one in Alexandria is dead. I'm guessing that's the UPS one. Boop, boop, boop. Come on. Judgment Cell. He was shot and died on the way to the hospital. Ah! And he's not a coward. And let me preemptively this time. Last time I kind of fucking deafen the fucking audience. Let me deafen my fucking or silence my phone. Hear the loud buzzing. Alexandria is the Congress shooting. Oh, okay. Virginia. Oh wow. That sounds. Oh, son of a bitch! It's silent. I put you on silent, and you're buzzing still. Son of a bitch. And you just love it when you're like, I don't know. There we go. Side of DC. Son of a bitch. Crazy shit in the last few days. Since Trump has gotten into office, things just seem to be a lot weirder. Oh, please kill that. Oh, thank God. I don't want to waste fucking damage. I don't want to be in a fight longer than I have to. Here now that I got all the fucking shit I need. Okay. Basement 34. Okay, there's a chest up there. More rock gargoyles. Lovely. Oh, come on. Oh, thank God you killed it. Took 3 people to fucking knock that one down. Cockatrice claw. And a stamina plus. Oh, that's right. I gotta use the mind intelligence. Oh, wow. Sammy's actually behind me in intelligence. Stamina. We're popping off that on extend. He was a Republican who hated what the party was becoming and is part of a group that wants to see the GOP die. I'm guessing literally. Instead of figuratively. Or did. Because, you know, he's dead now, so. Kill. 1 damage. Kill, please. Thank you. Give me a second. Okay. Had to deal with a message on Skype. Are there any casualties to that baseball practice shooting? Oh my God, there's so many of these fucking things. Where's that staff? There we go. Oh boy. How many, Sten? How many casualties? 1 congressman is in critical condition for now. Fuck. 2 Capitol Police wounded. Jesus. An aide was wounded. And a lobbyist for Tyson Foods badly wounded. Jesus. God damn. Fucking people. I mean, fucked up, but who bets that Trump's not going to talk about it? Like he did with the fucking stabbing and terrorist attack in London. Where he was like, see how weird it is that they're not talking about guns? Use a knife in a fucking truck. Nobody was arguing about like gun lobbying or like restrictions on mourning the loss of innocence. You fuck. The shooter had a rifle with a scope. Oh boy. Went all clock tower on him, I guess. $20. What a fucking rip. Bone snatch. Well, that one's dead. Wow, Queen is taking the most damage this these past 2 floors. Oh, why is it got to be more fucking rock gargoyles? Republicans might start thinking of gun control since they're now victims. Wasn't the oh no, I think she was a Democrat. The chick that got fucking shot and like she was all fucked up. And I think her husband died or something. It was in Arizona. Like we'll just flee this fight. Cannot be asked to fucking gross much. Oh hey, a Soma drop. Self, because I think, yeah, Gifford. Yeah, I think that's the chick. I'm not sure if she was a Dem or a. Oh yeah. Okay, so she was a Republican. And okay, and her husband is alive. All right, I could have sworn like somebody during that rally was killed. I'm not sure if it was the gunman or someone else, but I could have sworn there was like a bad casualty. Yeah, at least 20 were on the field, so you might be like, oh well, it was a Republican woman. Fuck her. Poison eagles. I don't remember you fucking things, but you're just green or yellow palette swaps. There we go. There we go. Luck plus 41. Well, Queen, you get the luck plus. Sort all that shit just in case. No, not Squid Krakens. Flee. Come on. I'm guessing we're not going to be able to run away from this one. Wow. We were not able to get away. Okay. Well, Judgment Staff. Oh, hey, more Mind Blast. Yay. Oh, how awesome. Thank you for your Mind Blasts that are missing consistently. Sammy's only taken fucking 7 fucking damage this entire time. Here we go. Oh, I see a chest over there. Judgment Staff. So you're called poison eagles. Do you poison or what? Do you have a poison attack? Is your normal attack supposed to poison? Son of a bitch. Some of these names just don't make any goddamn sense. I am dead. Awesome. Oh. Fucking Squid Krakens, man. With their fucking Mind Blasts. Oh, that's 1 down. That's 2 down. Zephyr Cape. Another useless cape that I don't need. Here we go. Oh, I can't wait. Can't wait to fight Death Gaze and get this fucking Ultimate Blade so I can get Excalibur and see if I can equip it with Sammy. And then we'll go into the fucking final dungeon and beat this before we hit 99. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'd like to cap out at 99, but I don't believe we're really going to need it. Oh boy, and I did that whole thing for nothing. Because I can't hold anymore. Alright, he's dead. And that one's dead. And they're both going to be dead now because I feel like that one's going to either cast Dispel. Oh, well, nope, fucking dead. So. We got another Deathbringer. Really fucking boring name for a sword. I feel like an edgelord would fucking name their sword that. What's the name of your sword? Excalibur. Deathbringer. Really? You do know that all swords bring death when, they're thrust into the chest of an enemy. It's special. It's a Deathbringer. Fucking mazes. I hate mazes. Kill him. Oh my god, more Mind Blast. Don't you guys get it? It's not gonna fucking work. It's not going to work. Just stop it. Now. Moving on. We go here. Oh my god, there's so many of you. Judgment Staff, please. Please. Yeah. Usually, after a certain level, the low level monsters start just fleeing because, you're so high leveled. They would have upped the fucking AI on those or just the parameters. They're high potions. Squid Kraken, stop, please. Your fucking Mind Blast ability, so we're just going to speed up this fight. Come on. Okay. Okay, that's one. Sammy got 9. Queen just leveled up with her intelligence. 9 HP for Sten. Oh, goody, Sten. You're starting to speed up. Look at that. 83. 83. Only 116 HP. Okay, I got 10. Awesome. Well, we're level 79. Okay, do that. Good gumdrops. Didn't even have to do that. Just went in a fucking big fucking circle. There. Oh, you tricky bitch. There. Behind a rock I thought I couldn't pass because you have fucking shit fucking sprites. Come on. Man. Come on. Oh, wow. Earth trolls this time. I'm fucking shocked. Oh, Stan and Dan, and anybody else who actually likes to listen to me bitch about work. Chris is going to be working on Mondays and Wednesdays. Oh, 2 days, or possibly 3, where I don't have to deal with Chris. He may have broken one of the hand blowers. Goody. He also didn't do a fucking thing at the house I was at today. Because, oh boy, he worked yesterday and didn't do any weeding or raking. Power plus. Yeah. He's only going to be working Tuesdays and possibly Fridays. His father owns a landscaping company. It's either his father, so he'll be working Mondays and Wednesdays for him, which are also, funnily enough, and I actually pointed to how the eerie similarities is. Those are the same days he had college classes. Suspicious / coincidental that he has classes when he used to have classes. Now he just magically has work. 20, yeah. Stan gets the power plus. Let's sort that. Thank you. 38. 2 more floors. Can't hold anymore. Great. I could easily just speed through this, but I'm a masochist. I want to fucking get all the chests. Or as many chests as I can, because I keep hitting ones that, like, you can't hold anymore. So, I'm going to have at least 2 good days worth of work, because Chris won't be there. Also, the blower, for some reason, the entire fucking motor and the casing around it is rattling. Like it's hopped up on fucking caffeine, and it's not working that much. That much closer to Arc the Lad. I may even just say fuck it and try and beat this in this stream, going to get chaos. Because I don't think the dungeon's that fucking deep compared to this. There ain't no 40 fucking floors. I think it's only like 5 or 6. Because I know it's one floor for each fiend and then 1 floor for chaos, so that's 5 right there. But I also think there's 1 or 2 prior to that. Silver Apple, max HP by 5. Sten now has 888, 111 HP. For capping. That much closer to capping. You're going to use a judgment staff again. Yep. Go. Wow, how the fuck did I? Oh, that okay. Yeah, that's right. That's the one that I can't hold any more of. Okay. Let's see. Can't wait for our lab. So fuck, it's gonna be a breath of fucking fresh air, because the combat's actually more interesting. Even though I would say Arc the Lad 2 is a grind fest, especially late game, but it's interesting because you can build a party of like 14 fucking characters. Plus, you level up incredibly fast if you have the Ekbek in your party, which I always do. The Ekbek is one of the main cast. In Arc the Lad 2 consists of Arc, Elk, and Shu. Because I believe it's only a 4-man party. If it's 5, if I get 5 characters I can go with, I will go with Gogan. Because I love me a good fucking mate. Gogan is insane when it comes to that. Yes, the story is very fucking rich. It's also got a very good moral. Plus, you actually get, invested in all 14 characters. Almost all 14 characters get fleshed out fully. The only 2 that I can think of fully fleshed out in Arc the Lad 2's list. No, I'll say 3. One is Shu, the gun-toting ninja, explaining like his backstory. All we know about, he's a hunter or bounty hunter, and that he found elk out in the in West Aldia. he's got Gunner's backstory, but that's it. We don't know like the details of it. It's just he mentions like, yeah, I've had to survive on my own since I was your age or since I was Elk's age, and it's like, well, why? Why are you a gun-toting ninja with machine guns? The other one is oh fuck, Shia or Shia. I forget she's the princess of Milmana, the one of the tropical fucking Central American, the Central American nation. She's the one that can use cards. She's like a fortune teller that can summon cards that can fucking like attach to their opponents and shit like that. Dark magic, because she's the dark type, which is everyone has a type. Her backstory is not fully fleshed out or realized. She's actually the last party member you get. And so, like, a lot of it just kind of falls to the wayside. And then finally, Diekbek. Diekbek gets very little fucking goddamn backstory. And the only way you get backstory with Diekbek is you have to play with Diekbek the time. Like, when you go to a Mexico land, you have to go to a tower. And it has one of the original machine lords. Apparently, like 3,000 years prior in Arc the Lad's history, these machine lords, the 7 Braves, which are the 7 original cast members of the first Arc the Lad game, or their ancestral fucking reincarnations or some shit. And Diekbek defected or was created to oppose them, and so he fought them, and so like he knows a little bit about that, and he brings it up, but it's never fully fleshed out. Why Diekbek was encased in a fucking tomb. All of his fucking units, power units, were scattered across the globe in other tombs. But we don't really get that much information about Diekbek. But everybody else gets fucking untold amounts of screen time. Iga, Gogan, Chungara is kind of he's put to the wayside as like a comedic side stunt character NPC now. He doesn't actually fight. Kukuru, she is vastly like underused in Arc the Lad 2, which is a shame because she's one of my favorite characters from Arc is my top favorite, followed by Tosh, and then fucking Kukuru. Gogan. Poco, yeah. Poco doesn't really get as much screen time. Shantae, one of the newer cast members, Elk gets I will say this, Elk gets way too much screen time. That's one of the biggest gripe I have for Arc the Lad 2 is the beginning of the game is so times. Because you just have to consistently go through, like, I have amnesia, and I'm having nightmares, and I keep seeing the same fucking thing over and over. It's like at some point I'm like, okay, I get it. PTSD. I got that. Also, holy shit, we're at the 40th floor. I just have to heal up, and we're done. There's Death Gaze. Popped off. Wow. Don't really need a whole lot of potion. Yeah, it is very elk heavy. And I kind of get annoyed at that. because it's like, you know, there's 14 fucking cast members now, folks. We need to cover all our bases. Plus, we have to deal with, you know, the fuck mothering that's going on. Like the Dark One's about to break through. Andel's about to fucking activate all of his mind controlling towers. Oh, he just says "gra" and that's it. Well, hey, Death Gaze, how be you? On you, protect. Yeah. We'll cast Null Death. He loves his fucking death spells. There we go. So everybody's protected on that front when it comes to his magic. And he's doing fuck all. I'm doing fuck all damage. Hopefully temper helps. Temper on me. I'm gonna need you to Viz. Haste. Jesus Christ. Took out one hell of a chunk of Queen's HP. Fuck. Okay. Hit him, please. Queen, don't die. Drop focus. Drop evasion. Oh, there we go. Okay, everybody's fully healed. Cast Holy on him, please. Then have you Yeah, I'm just gonna have you use the fucking Judgment Staff. Bad. Not that bad. She did like close to 500 damage. Stan's doing pretty good damage himself. Kiraga on Sammy. And another Judgment Staff use. Oh boy. Off another temper on me because he's only doing 280. He's not doing as much damage. Okay. There we go. Fully healed. Attack, temper. Kiraga on me. No, Kiraga on me. On Sammy. Oh. Thank God that missed. You did, bitch. Now, here's the thing I've always wondered. Are those his entrails behind him? And are those supposed to be his lungs being exposed? I've never known the answer to that. Okay, Kira. No. Just in case. Just in case I get fucking hit again. Judgment Staff. Ooh, Queen dodged that one. That's pretty good. Back to doing some fairly decent amount of damage. There we go. We're going to go with a protect spell. Judgment Staff. Oh boy, we got a death spell going. Is he going to insta-kill me? Nope. Fuck you, Death Gaze, you son of a bitch. I'll keep saying it. Fucking truth. Oh, hey, tomorrow's payday. I'll get the Iron tomorrow because it's 50% off right now on Steam. Holy please. Judgment Staff. Thank you. Oh. Oh, 287. I think Death Gaze has like what 30 to 6 between 30, I think 40 to 60. He's a pretty tanky fuck. You know what? Fuck it. I'm just too lazy. Too lazy. I'm gonna waste MP. You got 949, Sten. Once everybody's back to full health again, then I'll pop off a Judgment Staff with Queen and have you pop off a normal flare. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna be ballsy because I'm going for damage. Oh fuck. 889 though. I'm doing close to 1,000 damage per hit from my character. 52 for Queen's Flare. 655 for Stens. So you, Sammy, since you're fast. Hilaga everybody and the flare. Good thing I chose Hilaga. Good thing I chose a full heal on everybody. Oh, and I fucking used a high potion. I totally forgot. Probably be fully healed. Okay, 30k is what. Yeah, so I'm fully healed. Awesome. So if Queen's doing like 500 damage with Judgment Staff and you're doing around 600 damage with Flare, from you guys. Oh fuck. And oh wow, I'm doing 1,000 damage now. Sweet. Just 30 hits like that. 30 hits like that would be pretty nice. Do it with five fighters would it be fucking possible. Judgment Staff. Nope. Hilaga. Hilaga as a preemptive and flare. Good job, Queen, for dodging that goddamn attack. And I believe she'll probably cap you off with HP. Oh, close. Close, but no cigar. All right. Hit. Stab. Flare. Also, here's something. Something I was actually arguing with people at work about. So you guys know where you've seen a movie or you've seen the TV show and you thought it different to everybody else. I, for the longest time as a kid, when I watched Jurassic Park, did not know that the arm Jax thought it was a white dude's arm. I thought it was the arm of the fucking one of the other technicians. The longest time I was like, oh well, Samuel Jackson just disappears from the movie because he just dies off screen. We never see what actually happened to him. Kill. So you're gonna try. Oh, okay, failed to kill me. Awesome. But I was watching it ago. I mean, like probably a year ago, and I was like, wait a minute. That's Samuel Jackson's arm. Wow, I always thought it was a white guy's arm for the longest time. And so basically, everybody was debating as to like certain things that they thought were in movies that weren't. Stop hitting me so fucking hard, Death Gates. Who's going to get the killing blow? Oh my god, it's Sten. Sten with the killing blow with a flare. Boy, Sten. And we get Lightbringer. And now we just go. There it is. Ultima weapon. Yeah, he gets killed by the Raptors. Look at that. 85 to 127 for my damage. Dark Claymore. I can't even use Lightbringer? Really? None of my characters can use Lightbringer. I guess that is a red mage's. Yes, I would like to return because now I have the weapon of yeah, it's only a red mage weapon. That's kind of stupid. That will be useful. Now let's watch as estimate one enemy with like 5,000 damage. Wow, 959. I'm actually surprised. Usually I'm dealing a couple thousand. Oh, probably because my HP is so low. Come on. There we go. We are going to actually not use any of that stuff. We're going to buy some potions and shit. Oops. Use our stuff. Huh. We're going to just blow all that money on inns. I mean, look at it. 414k. Nothing I can really buy. Give me one memento. Good deal. All right, item shop. Stock up on those. Stock up on those. Stock up on ether. Don't need anything there. Okay, yeah. Go get Excalibur. And I'm going to speed this up. Somewhere over here. Right there. Nope, because it's just a little too much pixel of ocean, so it can't land. Okay. It's here. Is that adamantite? Rick, I'll really. You can't remove the fucking eye. I'll use this to make ye the finest sword you'll ever wield. Well, I'm kind of, yeah, fucking ultimate weapon strapped to me. Doing. In my years, I've never created a finer sword. Yeah. Fucking broken Scottish-like accent that they put for the dwarves. Excalibur. Poor Gilgamesh. But he couldn't get it. And nope, fucking Sammy can't wield it. Shittier than any other weapon I have. Thank you for that weapon. All right. Off we go. To the Chaos Shrine. The land here. Lock for anybody who's never fucking played. The bats are actually people that tried to stop chaos. You focus the light of the four shiny crystals: fire, earth, water, and wind on the black crystal. And space begins to warp. Just one step forward and you will travel back 2,000 years in time. That makes sense. Okay. All right. Purple worms? Oh no. They're bile. It's a very powerful poison. White dragons. Words of the chromatic in D&D, and the dumbest. I've actually never encountered a smart white dragon in any of the campaigns I've ever played in. They're usually just the bestial fucking dumb bastards. 1694. Here we go. Second floor. Oh boy. Third floor. Oh boy, that's a lot of black knights. Come on. Let's go. Let's go.
At least they're doing diddly poop to fucking. I have changed that in that most so
8, 10 MP for me, 9 for Sammy, luck increase for Queen, 9 HP for you, Steph. So in my lore, after the second age nearly wiped out, it's kind of a Fable-esque idea of mine. I found it interesting. Fable 1 or the Lost Chapters, where basically dragons were wiped off the fucking face of the earth because every hero was like, hey, hero can slaughter one and win and live to tell the tale. Heroes just pretty much poached them into extinction, which I find kind of interesting and kind of, a logical thing that, adventurers would probably do. Hey, how can I make a lot of money for my name? Like, put a lot of fame and notoriety to my name. Good. Kill a dragon. Kill an evil dragon. Problem is, in my setting, they were more purged simply because of how much of a threat they were. Most, like, the metallic dragons are the good dragons. So you have gold, bronze, copper, bronze, silver, gold, and those were also picked off. But they aren't as they weren't as numerous as their chromatic. Give me a second. So basically, in my lore and in the history, the fast breeding fucking threat, because in the second age, there's the Morinelde or the three. That's just the name that I usually say when I host the campaign. Basically, there was the three. The three are three terrible, incredibly powerful dark gods. They answered to hey, Death Eye. They answered to the one, which is Therisden. Favorite fucking in all of the all the cosmology of D&D. Favorite god. And so with the help of Therisden, started producing all kinds of creatures and just flooding the material plane. And can see, 21 MP for me, 19 for Sammy, B for Steph. But they flooded it with hobgoblins, orcs, goblins, trolls, etc. They were just essentially just brought in as cannon fodder. And so dragons were more of an aerial terror weapon. Plus, because of their longevity, they have an incredibly long lifespan. If not, they are immortal creatures. Incredibly powerful, incredibly intelligent. They are just a massive threat. Now, is one of my, like, all the D&D gods technically exist in my cosmology? The dragon goddess of the chromatics and Bahamut dragon god of the metallic dragons exist. They chose sides during. They don't have a true stake on the material plane because technically created, but they do have worshippers. They've left an imprint with the creatures they've created. And so basically the main conflict was essentially the 3 versus the 7 and 9. The 7 are because I actually think right now, and I was actually working on the cosmology not too long ago. So the 7 are 7 of the basic D&D gods. You got Erroneous, Bakob, Moradin, Obadhai, and Corellon Larethian. 7. They were the ones that created the material plane first. They created the elves, the dwarves, and man. 3 races that were bebopping around. Plus, you had things like all the animals, normal fucking animals and shit like that. Griffins and shit. It was just the three races. Then Theriston was like, hey, this is fucking wrong. Something that I oppose. I'm going to command 3 of my lieutenants or 3 of his followers into attacking the material plane and destroying it because he's imprisoned. That happens, and that's the shattering. Shattering happens. That's when the 3 races fight against the 3 alongside their gods and creators. It's a losing war. Shatter the main continent into 5 continents. One of them is the central, picture like a Mount Everest or Mount Olympus sort of thing. It's sunk. Altanore, which is the main campaign setting, is the westernmost continent. East. Then you have the there's a Antarctica to the north, and then the final continent, because of how cataclysmic the war was, because some areas still had a war going on, into an archipelago or small continents. So you have picture the South Pacific, Japan, Australia, New Zealand, Indonesia, Southeast Asia. That sort of shit's kind of that's kind of the appearance. Give me a second. So after that, or even before that happens, the 7, because they realize that they're going to have to shatter the main continent in a vain attempt to kill the followers or even the 3 as possible, they warn their creations. They warn the elves, dwarf, and men, like, hey, you're doing this. So start building boats and sail to all 4 points of the world. North, south, east, and west. When we will. And so they shatter the continent, which is why it's the war is just called the Shattering. And a lot of the boats just sailed for months, endlessly. Turbulence. And most of the 3 races land in Altanore. was the House of Ulrich and Osric, which were the two faithful houses of men. Ulrich claimed the southeastern regions as their own, and his cousin Osric, host of the line of Osric, decided to move northwards to find their own kingdom. The elves landed in the north and dwarves landed in the north. They started setting up shop, things, their own kingdoms and fiefdoms. The pretty much the western regions. In the east, in the far east, pretty much the three win. Saved everybody. Men or dwarves that chose to come into the that landed on those shores were enslaved, and so they have like Oni, but they're not actually technically Oni. They have warlords that just lay waste over land, and they just have devolved into infighting because they don't really have an anymore. Time, which are the Arlang, D&D god. He's basically a god of bards. You have Garl Glittergold, who's creator of the gnomes, and then you have Yandala, creator of halflings. She's like a goddess of nature. Lear, Lydia, Lestay. Jergal is basically the Grim Reaper. Okay, that's where it is. And we have to play the lute. I think it's Altua. Basically, those 9 and what the 7 had to do, they help repair and mend as best they can the world. And some of them fall in love with the 7 and marry them. That's where the Killiorn are born, which are the second creation of the elves. Halflings are created. Fuck. I believe in my lore, I'd have to, because it's kind like the cosmology is kind of screwy as to what the fuck happens during this whole period, as to what happens with the 7 and the 9. But basically, they just kind of just disappear for about 2,000 years. Same with the 3. Yeah, Spoony Bards they be. I believe there's some chests now. Now this is the thing that sucks, is you have to go all the way up to the 3rd floor, use the loot, and then you have to climb all the way fucking back down. Thankfully, it's not as bad as 40 floors. I fucking shoot myself if I had to deal with that. Winter Wolves and Ice Gigas. There we go. There's the fucking. But 1,000 years, the 3 and the 7 and 9 are kind of non-existent in my lore for some reason. There's like I never wrote anything about what they were doing. They were trying to like ease the fucking damage dealt during the shattering, what have you, but they're just gone. And then Sin starts fucking up. He starts fucking about again. The line of Ulrich, Hand of Doom. Theresin curses them because they outright curse his name. And, you know, it's like a Voldemort shit. And so the line fails. The 3 return during this time. Hand of Doom, the line of Ulrich loses its kingship out of their own kingdom, so they become kings in exile. Kingdom is essentially just usurped by the three, and it's just a staging ground. I think it's 100. It's a long fucking time. I know it's a long fucking time. I think literally just do not attempt anything at reclaiming. They try to really just get wiped, but because now here's probably why I haven't really the fuck the gods were doing at this time. What happened is in the original campaign I played in, Syrian, that's when the gods appear, mortal form, and my character actually meets them in person because that was part of my destiny I rolled up, or what my friend Matt's brother had conceived. Oh, I'm gonna conceive. Like he had a story, so we were kind of on the rails for a story, but not quite. We could stray from the path here and there, but it was all leading to some end goal. Like a character was destined to reclaim his throne, his family's lineage, and take back what was theirs, revenge of Doom. So 7. I think I encountered the 7. Their blessing, and they told me some vague fucking prophecy of like, oh well, one of us will fall while like aiding you in a battle. And so I was like, oh wow, well that sounds pretty fun. And so that I just kept going the way I was going, just minding my own fucking business. Actually, so the first session for the campaign was kind of dry. Just it was a 4-hour prologue. My characters, and this is probably the most interesting yet thing Matt's brother could conceive of, but it worked, and I wish that this worked more often. He had each of the players playing on a different day. He hated the cliche of, hey, everybody meets in the tavern, they kill rats in the basement, and everybody just somehow is like, I really appreciate you. In common, killing rats and making gold. And death-defying adventures. He went for a heroes, where all the main cast don't meet at first. And some of them team up, and over the course of the first season of Heroes, the whole cast starts to become the whole cast, and they start working together in a group until finally at the end they're all working together for a common goal. Right. And so, as a child, a fuck up where, you know, an entire army of seasoned warrior, they burned the village I'm in. His mother tried defending him because he's the last heir to the line. She gets pelted with arrows and dies in front of him. Finds me. He scooped me up with my grandfather, and we just fled westwards with the survivors. Oh boy. Okay. Now Now I'm back. So basically, my father and my grandfather, who was an elf, my grandfather was Eagle Eye. Um, he's David Bowie. Matt was like, "Hey, because this was a cool. This is another cool aspect of the game. Matt's brother did not have Matt's brother was a DM and he had a story, but he didn't have characters. So like he thought of like, oh hey, your grandfather and father save you. What's your grandfather's name? What's his backstory, and so on and so forth. And so I was like, oh, he's an elf. Like, all right, so he's an elf. Well, since noble blood and your father's of noble blood, he would be an elven lord. He rolled something up, and he's one of the tribunal. So he's one of the three elf lords that like deliberate over the the three elven nations. And I was like Basden Eagle Eye, D&D name, right? Well, what's he look like? And the first thing that popped out of my fucking head was there was a picture I used for my profile of David Bowie, and I was like, he looks like David Bowie, fucking elf, right? So he looks like David Bowie. So my grandfather in my D&D campaign was fucking David Bowie, and so the survivors fled westwards across the mountains. We encountered the Killiorn elves, which are the aloof isolationists. My character's mother, half Killiorn, which makes my character a quarter Killiorn. So I am technically a prince. Noble stance within their courts. Because of that, my grandfather and father were like, "Hey, he has your blood running through your veins, which means you should protect him." And then like before the seven main gods of the cosmos of the material plane, and they like Yoda. He is too old, and it's like my character's only like, sir. And so like they shipped me off with one of the gods to train, or one of their fucking trusted weapon masters, because I'm like I'm guessing like brother thought like I was a messiah figure. Hey, like your character's gonna do this, so you're gonna be spent. So like that whole session was basically building up like my background. So my character spent like 40 years like Rocky style. So that was what happened in the first session for me. And then the next day, my friend Barry's character, Thaddeus Stormwind, he bebopped around in a village, minding his own business. He was an apprentice to Alerjo or Alerho, fucking wizard. He for lore, just read all day, every day, practicing magic and stuff like that. He wanted more of a grand that he read in the books, but because of his the tutelage he was getting, he wasn't allowed to leave. He had to remain there. All right. Let's see. Come on. Kill the fucking earth medusas. Oh. Let's see. 22 MP, 9. Wow, I'm getting more MP than fucking Sammy for some fucking reason. Any chests? Wow. Absolutely nothing. Means it was a complete waste of time. More fucking Medusas. God damn it. Alright. Judgment Staff. That should kill a sizable chunk of you off. Go. Okay, there's Lich. We're just gonna beat you to death. If that's okay with you. You're probably gonna die quickly. Oh, flare. Diddly. Okay. Well, we're gonna use a heal log up, and Sten's gonna use a flare on you, which isn't going to be that. It's gonna be Hexten. It's gonna be pretty easy. Wow, it missed. Special counsel is now investigating Trump for possible obstruction of justice. Lightbringer, please. You're going to go for the Judgment Staff. Oh, never mind. Weapon strikes again. Okay. Fucking puzzles. 8 goddamn mazes. Oh, wow. Queen took that one out in one hit. Or easy. So let's see. Oh, where the fuck did I leave off? Barry's character? Yeah, Barry's character. Barry was always second for me. I forgot what fucking had on Mondays. Basically, I played Mondays, Tuesdays. Will and Eric was Wednesdays. Jeez. And then Jess was Saturdays, I believe. Matt came into the game late. I think this might be the beginning of the end for Trump. Hopefully. Hopefully. Oh, hi, Dan. Up on us, creeping in the chat. Ninja. But basically, Barry's character's plot at the beginning with the prologue was his character was looking for grandeur, studying for like years. He was like, basically, my character 60s. Yeah, by the time I started playing my character in actual time, he was in his 60s. That's because he was a half elf. Barry's character was early 20s too, so like 22, 23. Oh, hey, Merilith. Don't mind us, we're just going to beat the shit out of you. For me, I'm going to have her heal. Haste. But basically, that was Barry's prologue. He was in his he was like 22, 23 years old in a farming community, like not really a farming community per se, but it was a hamlet where he was being trained on or taught under a powerful wizard. That's processing and double checking a copyright claim. Well, hopefully you win that dispute. Goddamn YouTube sometimes with their copyright claims. Then it was Will and Eric's characters. Thordor Ironstone. Will loved dwarves. He just, for some fucking reason, created the most stock dwarf feasibly considered for a fighter. Loved fighting, loved drinking, loved fucking being a tough guy. Then there was Eric's character, Niles Underwood. He was a halfling thief. He was the sly woman who had a heart of gold. He was best friends and allies with Will's character. Basically, Will was the brawn. Was the brains. So basically, Will's character was essentially 30 HP for Sten. Yeah, that was a big boost to your HP. And I'm almost capping. I'm honestly surprised. Basically, Eric did most of the talking, and Will did most of the fighting. With them, they started like that. They started a lot sooner. They started like before our first real session, instead of doing the prologue. And essentially, they were fucking about putting off the war that was happening. We were just laying siege to the Middle Kingdoms in the north. And Will kind of had his own backstory where his kingdom was essentially banished from its ancestral homeland, the Dwarves of the Lonely Mountain. And so he wanted to read dwarves, and having all the dwarven clans marshaling under one banner to literally repel and expel whatever fucking threat it was that took it. For the money, at first, wanted he live in exit and time, avoiding things. Give me a second. Come on, retrieve the text. It was kind of like so it was kind of like The Hobbit. So for whatever it's to tag along with. Oh boy. Yeah. Give me a second. And so they were tagging along. They got into some trouble to flee the settlement they were in because they were doing a black market. And the black market dealings was, I believe, weapons. It was either weapons or it was some kind of basically they were trying to arm the peasantry because the peasantry was near revolt because it was being besieged. Slowly starved to death, and there was a massive food shortage. And so Eric's character was like, hey, these guys want us to give them like weapons. We can smuggle weapons in. Money. Fuck the peasants. Fuck the royalty and whoever rules like lords over this city. Sieged. It's probably going to fall anyways because of how fucking powerful the enemy is. And they got caught, and so they had to flee. And that was their prologue. Basically, they just fled. There was no combat or anything. They were just like, well, let's get the fuck out of here and just try and dodge the fucking authorities best we can. Mitch and Jared's characters. Mitch, or his character's name was Mitchifer. Yes. Fucking Jared, the asshat, was a paladin of Palor. I think it was either a paladin of Palor or Aronius. Those two were first to actually get combat because this leads up to a few. I think this one actually starts as well, where they were following the strongest kingdom, and in the strongest kingdom, we're doing a holy crusade. An order of clerics and paladins, 7, had marshaled all their forces, and they were going to assault and break us. And if I remember correctly, it may have been the same city that we're at, just like a week or two prior. And so they won any real roles or anything like that. Okay, there's Kraken, and that was it. They lifted the siege. They were victorious. They rode in on their fucking horses, on their white horses and shit, and wearing their shining armor, and they were praised. Continuing their military campaign. Siege, they were going to waylay the stragglers. Jess wasn't able to play in the prologue. I think it was one of her classes for a little while. Me. So was the present. Just a few weeks prior was when Jared and Mitchifer's forces lifted the siege, the outlying border territories. Had heard information from the elves, the Killiorn, because I was still living there. And so I started to get my own wanderlust. I wanted to start moving forward with my goals of reclaim my kingdom. I wanted to reclaim my kingdom, the plight I wasn't in it for like just my kingdom. I was also in it because three. That was part of my prophecy tasked with doing. Also, during this time, I believe Mitchifer and Peregrine was fucking. Both of them had been. I can't remember which, but they were tasked by the gods for this crusade, ordained crusade. So I went before my foster family, where I believe my uncles and aunts were the elves to lead. Go back and aid my family because I was part of the line of Osric, very distant cousins. But that's what most of the Middle Kingdoms were my fucking very distant cousins. Families' kingdoms were being as an army of elves to lead this fucking push into this war. I can't hide forever. Like at some point, like Theriston is going to find out that I'm just chilling here hiding, and he's going to fucking kill me. Well, here you go. Here's 3,000 of our finest elven warriors. And I'm like, thank you. And so we marched over the cold passages in mountains. We saw a siege going on, and I was able to help lift the siege. My first session ended with meeting with one of the dwarven kings and speaking my lineage because I trusted him and so on and so forth. And he offered, not in the legions, but he offered men. He's like, oh, yes, the Middle Kingdoms are being besieged and they're right on our borders. So, and so I was like, oh, well, thank you. It ended with that for my campaign, for Massive Monet. Is that better? But it's fucking, it drops Sammy's evasion. But basically, my session ended with me fucking the elves I had. And so I forget what happened with berries. I think being out to actually enjoy the outside world, and he became bewildered at like what was going on. He was so secluded they didn't even know what the fuck was happening. Mostly, they had been hearing a lot of rumors and a lot of news coming through messengers and so forth, but nothing on the scale of what he actually witnessed. And so he fled back, and he was kind of like, okay, yeah. He actually got caught by his mentor. Started just sneaking out to like adventurers, mercenaries, scouts, and stuff like that, and trying to get news at the tavern. Mentor fell asleep, and basically that was what happened with him. Will and Eric were on the run. They were trying to avoid bands, adventurers, and stuff to stay under the radar. And they finally found that they'd hold up in, called Prewa. So they paid for a room. They saw that the city was preparing for siege time, and they were just like, yeah, we're just gonna hunker down. If shit fucking hits the fan, we're sneaking the fuck out in the walls. If not, we'll sneak through the sewers. Mitch and Peregrine essentially just continued their holy war. killing fucking low single HP mobs and stuff like that. Basically, it was a cinematic fucking combat fest. Then comes my character again. We finally get over the mountains, down, and I meet up with my father and grandfather, who have been spending the last like 40 some odd years since I've been training fighting. Oh, hey, well, let's merge our armies together, because my grandfather's an elf, he has, and my father's half elven as well. He has some elves, some halflings and dwarves mixed into his army. Mashed stars together, and so we had like an army of like 9,000 marching, and we are going to start marching towards Prewa, because that's what my father and grandfather were telling me, that there was going to be a siege. We'd be coming from the east, from the western, we lay them, and we'd be able to bolster the defenses, and they'd be able to hold out. What fucking happened, because we immediately get ambushed. The host, the scouts, the numbers that they had estimated were between 10 and 20,000. It was like 40 to 50,000 strong. Slaughtered us. Routed the entire army. At the end of the session, even though we fought valiantly, my character was just slammed with 3 fucking arrows. And then I think 1 in the stomach, and my horse reared, and I fell into one of the rivers. It was called the Battle of 7 Rivers. Just all like 9,000 of our soldiers were just stuck in this delta. The rivers are at near and so it's either death and drown in your full plate mail, stabbed to death and killed by the enemy that's pinned you in this corner. And so my character was kind of pushed, because I was one of the few guys left that was back further and further into the edge. And so while I was trying to rally an assault to try and break men out, I was struck by 3 arrows, and so I fell into the river, and I was just taken away. And so grandfather and the rest of the survivors assumed I was dead. Fuck, I wasn't even paying attention to my character possibly fucking dying. Dead. Fuck. Ah, well, we're near the end anyways. A second. Okay. Phoenix down, please. And we're gonna drop your fucking evasion. Oh no, ice storm. Oh wow. So, session. My character is presumed dead, and my grandfather and father thinks all hope is lost, and that the air line has been severed. Now comes fucking Barry's session. That night, after my session was over, picking up all my character sheet and my player's handbook and shit like that, I mean, it was like, Darth, I need to tell you this, and it's really important that you do this. I'm like, yeah, what? Come into. I want you to sit in the session tomorrow. Harry's game. He's like, I know, but all right, me. Tuesday comes along. I'm chilling, minding my own fucking business in fucking Matt's basement with his brother, and Barry comes sitting down. And he's like, "Wait, what?" And he's like, "Oh, you'll find out." Barry was tasked by his mentor, kind of chore, was to fetch water from the river and collect roots. We're on the banks of some of the one of the rivers that flows out of the 7 rivers. Picking roots of water. Here comes me floating down the fucking river, face down with fucking 3 arrows sticking out of his goddamn body. Barry's character freaks out. He's like, "Oh my god, there's a wounded man in the water." So he immediately trudges through the water, out, checking me out, and he's like, "Oh shit, like, badly injured. He's got 3 arrows. What am I gonna do?" And so he, and his mentor is like, "Ah, yes, just another casualty of war." And so he does his magic shit, and so he starts fucking trying to heal me, and they use salves and shit like that. I do not want to cast staff. Bad Darth. And so most of the time was spent with second. And so most of that session was spent doing heal rolls, nature checks. I think and this is one of the few times that actually made sense. My character's lineage has a special trait: eyes. Family's lineage, our birthmark, granny for some reason. So the that I am of the Ulrich is through my eye color. And so I guess during one of my fever dreams while I was going in and out of consciousness, he noticed like you notice that this man has like, and he's like, "Well, roll me a knowledge check." And he's like, "Well, which knowledge?" And he's like, "I don't know. You could also like ask your mentor if you want to." And he's like, "Well, I'm going to ask my mentor." And so he asked his mentor, Alejo. I forget how you pronounce it, but basically he asked him, and he's like, "Only the line of Ulrich has gray eyes. You must be daft." Uh, Give me a second. Do. God damn it! I keep hitting the enter button when I mean to want to press the fucking. Barry's mentor kind of just. It's like there ain't no way. Line of Ulrich's dead. Been dead for centuries. And a member of them in years. They was like, well, look at my fucking eye, and he's like, my gods. The fucking member of the Line of Ulrich. Son of a bitch. You're not fucking daft. They fucking healed my character up, and I woke out of my fever-induced coma session. And so that was the end of the session. Will and Eric were just fucking about, minding their own business, profit. Will's started kind of swaying towards, he started getting annoyed that, like, Eric was kind of being a little too sleazy. The end, folks. 3 hours into this stream, I think. I can't remember. Killed me. I am Garland. Saved me by sending me back. That makes sense. Once here, I sent the 4 fiends into the future. I'll once again use the 4 great forces to send me into the past. It's a time loop. And your chaos. That's also a kind of fuck kind of moment. So Will kind of starts going. Will volunteer to be part of the militia to defend the city, because at that same point, my father kind of arrived with the few surviving members that were badly wounded from their war band. Let me see. Focus. Wow. And so Will was like, I'm volunteering. Stay here and earn all the money you want, but I'm gonna start taking off and dealing with my own shit. So Eric kind of realized he was kind of being an ass, where it's like, oh hey, like I can't play the character I want. It was character kind of felt guilty, like he was kind of fucking over innocence, and so he wanted to kind of give back in a better way than him actually volunteering to fight. So they spent that whole session of the campaign. They cutter supplies, stocking up arrows and weapons. It being a dwarf, had started crafting and applying repairs, struts and supports. Slime is cheap to kind of waylay them, and we can also place troops here, 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 and here. That will probably help. Everybody was kind of working together to bolster the defenses, and I thought it was going to be. And so that was their session. Mitch and Jared's, I can't remember what they were doing. I think they were still doing their whole Holy Crusade to the kingdom, which was like a couple thousand miles away. Maybe like 15. 2,000 miles. I forget how big the continent is. They were doing their own thing. Jess still couldn't make it because of classes. Came in, I would say, halfway through the campaign. Before Matt actually started playing. Is with Judgment Staff. Basically, the next campaign session, wow, 2,000 damage. Basically, character woke up. Now me and Barry were playing in the same session. And immediately, absolutely immediately, Barry's character is all over me. Done. Like, why were you in the river? Why did you have arrows? You're part of the line of Ulrich. I know that because, like, I have tomes here. They say only, like, the line of Ulrich has gray eyes, and you have gray eyes. Like, fuck, buff, like, just bombarded with question after question. Like, every time I answered, I had another question. Right, well, I've answered your questions. Can I leave now? Like, thank you for helping me. Pay you. I don't have any wealth on me. Like, of course, annual labor, like fucking wizard and stuff like that. I could probably, like, for something to help you, like, compensate you for, like, your did it. And Elijah will, like, no. Sleep well, Dan. That copyright claim works in your favor. Let's see. I want Judgment Staff. And so basically it boiled down to Barry wanted to join me. Once I told Verity of what was outside in the outside world, I realized who he was being mentored by, which was one of the most powerful wizards. Kind of realized that wasting his potential. Why his mentor was doing that was because he was fearful him being corrupted by the dark powers. That he essentially took him, he considered, and he was fearful that his son, who he had raised, would die. Wow, that was a pretty quick fight. So he was fucking, character would die. And so that's why he was kind of shielding him from just the world ending. It was essentially an apocalyptic scenario. Finally, Barry kind of confronted him, and his mentor / file let you go. You have my blessings. And so Barry was able to gather some supplies for me and him to use, to travel with, and that was it. We set off. And our destination, Prewa. I knew what Prewa was. I knew that there was going to be a siege, and I was like, their grandfather alive, but they're probably there. We need to go there because there's going to be a siege, and we could use your help. So we just moved as fast as we could. Then comes Will and Eric. They're still preparing, and the siege starts to happen. Like, there's just standard fucking Helm's Deep / Minas Tirith kind of shit. Flaming catapults, you have fucking flaming arrows. battering rams, siege ladders being thrown in, siege towers, wyverns and shit, and flying fucking beasts just picking up guys and throwing them off the walls. It's a fucking bleak scene. And so they were just fighting and trying to hold out because some of the soldiers from some of the scouts from Prewa had sent out messages to anyone out there that could at least send some kind of relief to either the besiegers or lift them from sieging the city. And so that was the end of their session. Mitch and Jared's characters are called back to Rithreed, the capital city of the main kingdom in the Middle Kingdoms. They're called back, going to be sent out for another mission, which isn't Prewa, because Prewa, I believe, was considered a lost cause. Then comes our session, and Barry are moving as fast as we fucking can, and we meet up with a group of warriors. A small force, mind you, probably like 1,000 men. Thank you. That was a pretty quick fucking fight with Chaos. Chaos usually takes longer than that. But force of men at arms, just militiamen, being led by a small noble, Prewa. So we were like, "Can we join you? We're heading towards there too." I'm part of I was part of one of the fucking reinforcing armies, and this is the guy that saved me from the river after I got fucking injured. And they're like, "Yeah, we could use all the help we can." Marching up, and our session ended with us reaching the besieged city of Prewa. And so again, brother, being the DM, said, "Listen, you two need to come on Wednesdays." And we're like, "Okay, why?" "You'll see." So we come in on Wednesday nights down to the basement. And there's Will and Eric. And we're like, "Oh my God, we get to meet Will and Eric's characters now." Maybe they were part of the militia. And so we realize once this militia band that we're following sounds their horns, we hear other horns from around the area of Prewa, off in the outskirts of the countryside. And so there's like a group of like probably 5,000 to 6,000 militiamen, messages sent out by the city. And there's only a small amount of men still alive within the city walls, and Will and Eric are fighting tooth and nail. And the city gets broken. The gates fall, the walls are being taken down. There's ogres and trolls that have been bashing on the walls for days, broken through. And so Will and Eric are just trying to help the men as best they can. My father and grandfather are trying the best they can to fucking help rally the men to the keep, and the women and children into the fucking keep as well, like down into the lower levels. And so that's it. Like, it's a final fucking stand, and right then and there comes fucking men who've answered the call, and so they charge in. When we start fucking cutting through a swath and trying to push through, I start ordering some of the men to follow me, because I know that if we can hold the gate, not a lot. And that's where I meet Will. Will's character is literally doing what my plan was. He is standing there with a axe, just swinging as fast as he can and as hard as he can, holding it by himself. Eric's on top of one of the towers, and he's throwing fucking flasks of alchemist fire at the walls to try and keep them from coming. Calling out, he's for the last few archers that are left into the keep, and he's calling out shots like, "Oh, over here, fire over here." And so when he threw a fucking alchemist flask, that was kind of like his, because it was in the, I think it was dusk. It was not. It wasn't night yet. It was enough to so where the like we could see. Fire was kind of more prominent than during the day. So that's what Will and Eric were doing. Barry was kind of just shielding and trying to defend as many of the fucking militiamen that were charging into the ranks as he could with his magic. And so we spent the whole session literally fighting off a siege, and we were able to kind of repel them to the point where. And so we kind of started boarding up the fucking walls as best we could and repairing the gate while while the enemy was trying to coordinate an attack, and that was the end of the session. I will, let's see. So, I don't know what happened with Mitch and Jared's characters during this session, but I think they were just dealing with the shit that they were dealing with before. Session comes up, all four of us are out of the 6,000 or so that tried to lift the siege. There's only like of them alive. Also, give me a second. I can roll a d20 for something important. Save game clear data. Game clear data allows you to start a new game with your bestiary intact, but any data file you overwrite will be lost. Yes. And we'll put it in that. There we go. So now we have our game clear. Wow, we gained 10 levels in an hour. That's pretty good. We have beaten one finally. Thank God. Next time, probably fucking Saturday, Arc the fucking Lad, folks. Wait. Cannot wait. I got the fight. I got the ISOs all set up. I got the PlayStation shit going. I'm going to get the fucking music playing. Will warn people I will be playing the music and the sound effects and shit. Glorious. The music is glorious. The fucking sound effects, the magic effects. Every game is amazing for a PlayStation 1 game. The sprites were kind of overstretched. Like, can see like the over pixelization, like the stretched pixels, because I have a size should be, but for Arc the Lad 1, what the fuck happened with it? can actually see where sometimes the pixels on the sprites, you can see a visible line where they've been cut. Why, I don't know. Also, there's clipping in some areas. It's just weird. It's weird. But ArcLight 2 is pixel work is amazing. Give me a sec. Let's see. No. I will not be playing Final Fantasy 2 in the near fucking future. Your goddamn fucking trailer of Final Fantasy 2. You suck. Yes, it does. Final Fantasy 2 sucks. It's the worst Final Fantasy game out of the 2D. But now what do I do? I mean, I finished Final Fantasy. Well, first and foremost, I am going to close that out. And I'm going to open up my PlayStation emulator. I'm going to see how good it works on Google Chrome and Hangout. There you are. File run. Okay, run ISO. Come on, EPSXE. I might even have to check to see if you're fully updated, because it's been a while. Oh, come on, PSX. Fucking work. You should work. God damn it. Well, that's the thing, Sten. I'm just trying to run the ISO just to open up that folder, just so I can, because usually when I try to open it, it won't work. Yeah. I'm waiting for it to open up. It's not responding right now because I was like, oh, run ISO. And it's like, no, I'm going to just not respond. Let's see. Oh, PSX. Why do you do this to me? Also, it's 1.9.4 is the version, so it might be an older version. I'm not entirely sure. So let me unprocess fucking PSX. Okay. Now click on PSX again. Video. Yep, it is Pete's OpenGL driver. No. Should I turn it off of OpenGL? Or should I keep it on OpenGL? Because I can't really remember. Okay, so we'll go with the best 2.9. Run. Open the ISO, please. Please. Please, PSX. All right. Oh, I cannot wait. Cannot wait for fucking ArcBlad. As long as fucking goddamn fucking PSXE fucking works. There we go. Oh, glorious. Okay, ArcBlad 2. Glad. Oh. Now I see my mouse. I think it's going full screen. Possibly. I'm not sure. See, now I had an idea for an ArcBlad playthrough that I don't see a lot of Let's Players doing. Missing render texture extension. And now my fucking screen is all wonky. Lovely. Jesus Christ, what fucking graphics option? Graphics prop, screen resolution, please. What the fuck kind of resolution am I stuck in right now? It is small. 800 by 600. Jesus. Put that shit back. Christ all fucking mighty. Keep changes. Yes. Okay. Woo. Wow. Feels so different now after having it that small. Okay. There we go. You go back that way. I don't even think my resolution was this, which is 1366 by like 786 or whatever. Can't remember. I can't remember my resolution. I know it seems a lot smaller than it normally was, but hey, better than 800 by 600, for God's sakes. Oh, yeah, it is much bigger because now the text in the Google chat thing, Google fucking live chat's much thinner. I had to close out the game because it crashed. There's a missing render texture, I guess. So that's not the OpenGL that I need. Here's the problem with the ArcLab game when I was trying running on PSX. For whatever fucking reason, cancel. Whew. The GL shit before I started the game, because then it would have just run the same thing. Video. Let's try the 1.75, because that was the one I had before. Run. Let's try this. Okay, this is the one I was using because it was just a normal window. And let me put you up there. Oh, yes. Okay, hang on. I'm fucking giddy. I'm giddy because God, hang on. I gotta turn the fan off. Oh, fuck. Damn it. Where's the volume? God damn it, computer. Share screen. Screen share, damn it. No, now the volume's working. Fuck. Don't worry. I'll get this. Okay. Application window. Share. Yes. Present to everyone. Okay. God, that glorious fucking theme song. Even though you guys can't see it for some fucking reason. Give me a second so I can turn off the fan. Fucking nostalgia. Also, for some reason, there's a lot of bass coming out of this fucking video. All right, so let me try. So it's not the OpenGL that was working. Yeah, it was just it's just black, so it's not OpenGL that I need to use. D3D driver probably. Let's see, run ISO. Okay. Screen share. Okay, there we go. Working Designs presents. And the cool thing is, it doesn't pause when I'm playing the fucking game. So if I'm jumping back and forth, I can not have to be on the screen for the game to actually play it. And because I'm moving it, start and skip. Oh, God. Also, you guys can kind of see where like the pixelation is kind of stretched. Also, fucking. Oh, okay. It's not showing early FMVs. That's ArcLab too. You can also hear how the sound kind of cuts in and out for some reason. I'm not sure why. It might be just the ISO. I also love how they have stats, but like the stats don't really do much in the game. They play a big, like stats play a vastly bigger part in oh Christ, that fucking evil. But stats play a vastly bigger importance in the second game. There's Poco. Instruments. Oh God, please no! Stop with the fucking the weird fucking reverb. For some reason, it gets staticky. I don't know. Up, go again. But so one of my ideas, so the idea I had for an Arca Live playthrough was to have an entire group of friends do voiceovers. Because there's like 14 fucking cast members. And me reading all of it would just be bland. Or just me being silent and letting the audience read it would be bland. So I was like, maybe I play the game and have fucking friends that are actual chicks read the lines where it's an actual chick character. And have like my guy friends do voices for the characters. What a glorious game. Let's see. Oh fuck, I forgot the control scheme. I think it's AWSD JKIL. K is X. Checking my memory card. Level 6. Okay, level 60. Level 60 cap. 2452. 24. Wow, almost 25 fucking hours. How many is the cap? Okay, got enough, doesn't. I only have a SNES controller, so I'd have to have. I would need the two. I need the left two. I need L2 and R2 somewhere on my keyboard. I think Q and E are L1 and L2, and then I think it's U and O are my R1 and R2. And I think it's spacebar is fucking start, and I forget what select was. I think it might be fucking control. I can't wait. Can't wait till Saturday. I got something to look forward to. So let me close this out. I do know that this computer is a Sony Vaio, and apparently I could hook up a PlayStation 3 controller wirelessly. I tried it years ago. And for some reason, my friend Ionic at the time sent me a program to actually clock it in, because apparently something wasn't working right with my laptop and reading it. It was like, I guess I didn't get an update, or the update fucked up, so I needed the update file for the Bluetooth connector. And it corrupted my computer and crashed it. And so I had to hard reset to I forget how I did it, but I had to get a program. Goblin's cousin or relative sent me a program that would delete the file and reset my computer before it had happened, or before I had downloaded that file, and it worked. And so like that's the only really big fuck up that this laptop has ever suffered. And so I was like, no more. I'm just gonna go for USB controllers, because if shit like that fucks up again, like I don't know what might happen, because I am not that tech savvy. But I think it's time for me to go, because it's almost 9:30 here. I'll probably just cook up some burritos to eat, not breakfast, for supper, because I'm lazy. I still gotta put my fucking lunchbox away. So I will talk to you later, Sten. Can't wait to have you sitting there, fucking enjoying the experience that Art the Lad won. Oh, I can't wait. That means I'm gonna have to do all new tags, and I'm gonna have to get the fucking screenshot for the game. So, I'll talk to you later, Sten. You have a good night.